Hey guys, welcome to another action figure haul video. Now, I got a lot of stuff over the weekend and I figure I would show it to all of you guys, and you may notice that I don't have the usual display here because I needed more room because I got so many figures this time. So to start off, let's show off some of the older stuff. First off, I got this guy for $1. It's a little Gizmo from Gremlins. He's in pretty good condition. There's a little bit of yellowing on him. I think you can tell that. But he's just so darn cute. What year is he from? Let's see. 1984 by LJN Toys. LJN did a lot of video games for Nintendo. So that's pretty cool. And something I like is if you take off his head, there's some extra space in there so you could put your stash in it. I like that. I'm going to put some hidden cash in there and no one will ever know. Ever. Also my cocaine. Okay, so what else we got here? I got this guy here just because he was 50 cents. Nothing real special about him. It's just an older Daredevil figure. He's got a little bit of paint missing on his nose. Doesn't have his nunchucks, but for 50 cents I figure why not. He might even be just a knockoff. I'm not sure, but he seems like he's legit to me. I don't know. I'll have to look at some reference pictures. Tell me what you guys think. He's got screws in his back. He's hollow. And he's very glossy, so if that's the way he usually is, then I guess I didn't get a ripoff. But let's see. Okay, what else did I get? I got this guy here. I believe he's from Battle Beasts. And I just had to get him because he's so... Just the concept alone was so cute and stupid. It's a sloth that goes into war. It's a battle sloth. So... Yeah, you won't have time to get away from this guy. I'd imagine he's like Jason Voorhees. You run away from him and he's just like walking very slowly. And then you turn a corner and he's already there. It's amazing, right? So it was an old line of figures that all looked basically like this, just with their different animal parts on. And honestly, this is a cute little cool action figure. I like it. I can't imagine collecting a bunch of them, but as for this guy, I do like him. Let's see, what year is he from? And this one is, let me take a closer look. 1987. Yep. By Hasbro, and then it says Takara. So that's pretty cool there. Another little old guy. What else we got? This one here, this is very odd. I looked him up. There's like no real images of him or anything. He's very rare. He seems to be a foreign released version. It's Brock from Pokemon. They did have a bunch of other PVC figures like him that were Ash and then Misty and all that. I used to watch the cartoon when I was little, so that's why I know their names. And I just had to get this guy because I hadn't ever seen him before, and then I look him up and I see that not very many people have actually seen him before. So, I'm not going to keep him. I'm actually going to try and hawk him off to someone, but we'll see about that. You can see there's some Japanese-looking words on the bottom of his feet there. It says Tomy, and then 1993, made in China. So I don't know, maybe he's a foreign release completely, maybe he came out in the States, I'm not sure. Just seems very obscure. What else we got? And then here, I got these guys for 50 cents each. Oh, I may as well mention I got him for $1, which may be overpaying, I don't know. And then these guys here are from Cops and Crooks. So that's an older kind of G.I. Joe style thing where they're bigger than G.I. Joes though. They're like almost 6 inches tall. And they're just really weird and chunky proportioned. But they had a comic book series and they had a TV show. They just weren't quite as popular as G.I. Joe, and I don't think their line even got too famous. So, yeah. This guy seems to be some sort of Native American. He's got his little ponytail back there. He's got kind of a red-skinned look with kind of closed-up eyes and big cheekbones. So, yeah, seems like an American Indian or whatnot. And they're pretty cool. They do have wrist articulation, which is something that G.I. Joe never had, so there's that there. This guy I like a lot. He looks like an actor or something. He's got huge jawbones, and cheekbones, very specific looking. Looks like G.I. Joe, to be honest. He's military patrol, so these are different types of cops. I guess this guy looks like he's maybe a detective, not a regular cop at all. Let's set them over there. I'm not sure if they're worth anything. Not a lot of these I haven't looked up yet, but I bought them, so I'm setting them aside, and we'll see later. Okay, another thing, also old, is got some Star Wars figures. So I'm pretty sure this guy is rather rare, not extremely, but rather. And then I got the Gamorrean Guard, Scout Trooper over there. Gamorrean Guard here, who is one of my favorite Return of the Jedi figures. I don't know why, I just like having these guys. I'm like trying to army build. I do have another one right here, so this one seems to be in better condition than my other Gamorrean Guard here. I keep buying them whenever I see them. Got him for $1, so yeah, seems fair. I got this guy for 50 cents, or actually 4 for $1. I got him and a couple of other things that I'm not even going to bother showing because they're so crappy and tiny. But then these guys, or this guy, I got for $1. And then previously, I don't know how much I paid for that guy, but pretty neat. Gamorrean Guards, Scout Trooper, who seems to have been repainted a bit on the arms. Yeah, he's got a little bit of yellowing. I cleaned him up a bit, but there's still a little bit of stuff stuck in his ventilation system. Pretty cool. Yeah, this guy's going into my collection. I do like this look. The Scout Trooper just, I don't know, I think it's the visor area. It made him look really cool. He looks like the guy from Scream. That's it. Look. Yeah, he looks like the killer from Scream. That's like totally. That must be what makes me like him. Okay, what else we got here? Another older figure. This is 1989. This is a PVC figure, and apparently they only sold these at like comic book shops, and they'd have this huge display case where they'd have like them all lined up. They'd have a bunch of Wolverines, Spider-Man, Punisher, other characters like Hulk, I think. There's just a ton of characters of this, nearly the entire X-Men group, but it's rather old, and one of the early versions of Wolverine. This is his brown suit, brown costume variant or whatever, I don't know. But the paint is just like ridiculously sloppy. It's like they put it on with a paintbrush, one of those huge, thick, sloppy paintbrushes, and they couldn't afford to get it very nice looking. But if you were a kid back in the day, I'd imagine this wouldn't be a bad Wolverine to have. He definitely wouldn't work with your like G.I. Joe figures, though. Let me just grab a 3 3/4 inch to show an example. Where do I have one? Right here. Ah, the rustling noises. See, there's a G.I. Joe and there's Wolverine. Actually, probably not too bad with their size in scale, considering Wolverine is a short character. I don't know. So whatever you want to do back in the day, but nice little claws he has on him makes me laugh. Look at these tiny little stubby things. These aren't broken off, keep in mind. These stubby little shanks are actually what he was made with. I'd imagine it's so that they won't break off, or you can't stab your sister in the face with it. But it's kind of, you know, funny looking to see him with such tiny little baby claws. He couldn't be trusted with the big sized ones. Okay, what else we got here? And got this guy for $1. I wouldn't usually spend that much on him. I don't think he's really worth it. But for me, I don't have any of the X-Men bad guys really, which is kind of a shame because the X-Men are my favorite characters. It's my favorite comic book from Marvel and all, so yeah, I kind of really need some of these bad guys. I do have, I think, Mr. Sinister somewhere, but I needed more, and Toad is not a bad one. And this figure is actually pretty nice. He's about he fits in with the 6-inch scale, but he's shorter because Toad is a shorter character. And something I might as well point out is the actor who played this guy also played Snake Eyes and Darth Maul, two very famous characters. So pretty neat. Let me set him aside. Let's see. You get to stand over here. And then the next things I got, this was an entire set, and different box, and these were on like Sunday. So like this half I got on Sunday, this half I pretty much got on Saturday. There was a box full of Marvel Legends and some DC figures, and they varied in prices from $3 to $2 to $1. This one was $2, and it's Harley Quinn, so of course I had to get her. Even though not my favorite look for her, I still think it's worth it. $2 for this one. Looking very nice. Let's set her aside. I got quite a few of these here. Cyclops, of course I had to get him. He's an X-Man, and Cyclops is my favorite superhero. This is like the only one that I have ever run into that can actually touch his visor. It's just something they never really seem to do. This guy was $1 because I think the reasoning was because he was floppy. But floppiness can be cured, believe it or not. Let's set him aside. Another figure I got, this one was $2. It's Judge Dredd, even though I'm not sure if he's very rare at all. If you guys don't know this guy, he's from Judge Dredd, of course, and he is one of the villains. Kind of an obscure character. I don't think very many people know him all that much or all that well. But, I don't know, I like him. He looks like a zombie, sort of. And then, if you look up into his grill there, he actually has more of a face in this area up here. Pretty cool. Yeah, not a bad figure there. Let's set him aside. And then I got this guy for $2 because, of course, he's a big figure. This is not actually Marvel Legends, this is Classics line. It's from the Spider-Man Classics, I believe, and he has an action. That's pretty much how you can tell. Marvel Legends didn't have these crazy actions where he can kind of do something. He can kind of ram his fist and head at the same time, but it just looks odd. And you're able to do that by squeezing his legs together. Yeah, it doesn't really work. But he's a nice figure, and I need more bad guys for my Spider-Man figures, so why not? This guy's not a bad guy to have. Well, he is a bad guy, but he's not a bad figure to have to put in a display with your Spider-Man. So let's set him aside as well. Another figure for $2. Big guy here. This is Abomination. There are like a ton of Abomination figures out there right now. Marvel Select has them. Marvel Legends just put out like 2 more. There's this guy here. I don't know why he's such a popular character all of a sudden, but this is one of the better versions, I think, in sculpt, but one of his main problems is the way they make him articulate is so stiff that by the time you actually get him articulated, the figures become 50 years old. Yeah, just listen to this. Yeah, hear that? He's got a ratchet joint so that his joints will be very stiff even as he gets older and is used a lot. But because of that, you know, he's kind of hard to display and all. But he has a solid stance, I can say that. And as for a bad guy for Hulk, not bad. Let's set him aside. What else we got here? Kind of overshadowing all the other figures. Very nice. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we are. I got Hobgoblin, or Green Goblin, not sure. I think he's Hobgobby, I don't know. But this is from the movie Spider-Man, first one. And he's not Marvel Legends, he's from the movie version. And you can tell that because he lacks a lot of articulation, like no bend at the elbows, just single jointed knees. But not bad figure, really. He's very good for posing. He just always looks kind of dynamic. And I really like that suit, so had to get this guy. Let's set him aside as well. And now another. Jeez, I got a lot of stuff. Okay. Here's Judge Dredd himself. I got this guy at my comic book shop. Well, more of a collector's shop. They don't really sell too many comic books. But I got him for $5, and I think that is a pretty good price because he tends to be semi-rare. Comes with his one pistol. Didn't have the other one that I think goes in the leg here. This pistol goes in the back pouch. But I really like Judge Dredd, and he looks really cool. So I definitely needed a Judge Dredd. This is from the early Toy Biz. Let's set him next to big guy there. Ugh. Wow, that is a lot of stuff. Okay. And then this one will really appease the Walking Dead fans that I have on my channel here. I got another Glenn figure. This one I have never reviewed, actually, just because I never really got all this stuff together, I believe. But I can review him now that I have him in package, and I got him for $6. Nice price indeed. He's not one of the rarest figures, but I think he goes for just a little under what his original retail price was. So $6 is a good price, but if you wanted to get him at regular prices like on eBay, you could probably get him for $10. So, you know, I saved money, but not that much. Let's set him aside. Ugh, running out of room to set things. It's just, yeah, very nice. Okay. And then, the final stuff I got here, I'm going to have to lift up and show you guys because there's just, it's an entire bag full of stuff. One of the things that came in here is just like this one little Sentinel looking thing that's missing parts. This is a bunch of Toy Biz like display parts. I got the whole bag for $3. And it comes with just some stuff that I liked, like this chunk of building that's supposed to display, like, I'm guessing a Spider-Man figure. What else? Some parts that are, like, missing other parts. There's this display stand here. Not sure which one this comes with. And just, like, Spider-Man classics. This here, I like that stand. This one's probably going to work with a Punisher figure, or maybe a Hulk if you want to have it as, like, a destroyed wall for that reason. A nice hanging stand there. And just some really other random stuff that's just parts to other things, missing the stuff. And then a really nice looking figure there. Yeah. But yep, that's pretty much all that I got. So to represent that, let's just put this stand over here. Okay, so here's my haul, guys. Let's pull out, see what we got. Yep. So what do you guys think about my haul? Is it a lot of stuff like I think it is, or am I just nuts? Okay, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys thought. I'll see you guys in the next review, next video, I don't know. We'll see. Peace!